in a world crying out for a top 10 show. John Roca and Matt Nost are here to bring you the top 10. Take it away, boys. Welcome, everybody, to this week's edition of the Top 10 Show. I am John Roca.
I am Matt Nost.
Ooh, and this one, brother, I am excited to talk about this
Yes?
topic. You and I love mob movies. Now to be even specific with non-Italian
Organized crime, though. Not
organized
mob,
crime.
technically.
Organized crime, right?
Organized
Okay,
crime.
I'm sorry, organized crime.
That opens up the definition, because mob, then it's like the connotation of, okay, you may not be Italian, but
Yeah.
you're Italian in everything but name type of thing.
Right.
There's no real distinction for me. Mm-hmm. So I wanted more organized crime. Now, there is one that I'm specifically thinking of that kind of flies in the face of that a little bit, what I just
Okay.
said up, but it's the only one where the others are like maybe two.
So the mob still qualifies, but other things qualify as well.
No, the mob does not.
The mob does not.
Non-Italian.
Right.
But there are other factions
There
of
are
the mob.
Irish mobs.
Exactly.
And those qualify.
Yes.
Jewish mobs qualify.
Sure.
Latino mobs could possibly qualify.
I tried to steer clear of it.
Asian mobs could qualify.
They could. I
Okay.
tried to figure out a Yakuza or Triad, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah, you haven't
I haven't
a lot
seen
of
enough.
this. Yeah, I was going to say.
I watched one for this,
Oh, good.
Triad Election.
Try Election's fucking fantastic. You didn't like it?
It was good. I just
Okay.
didn't crack.
Gotcha.
It was like, nah, I don't, had I not seen enough?
Yeah. Okay.
Because I'm kind of, wavering a little bit on number 10. I got 2
Okay.
written down for it. So, but the non-Italians, like, there's still a lot of choices.
There are a lot of choices. I was surprised at how many choices there were.
At the end, I want to ask if you would you count this one? I don't believe I do.
Okay.
But I was like, I wonder if, because you could make a case on some level by organized crime.
Well, you're right. So you're saying organized crime, not gangster movies.
Correct.
Organized crime. Okay.
Well, that's what we said. Because we're doing it for John Wick 3.
Right.
And he's got that scene where it looks like he's going up against Yakuza on a bridge. And we were like, what about non-Italian organized crime? Because he's just like, there's got to be a bunch of good Yakuza movies. And
Oh, yeah.
But of the ones I've seen, he's just like, well, that one's not that good. That one's all right. This, like Black Rain. Black Rain's
Black Rain is fucking awesome. But
Awesome is a
it
stretch.
shouldn't be in their top 10. Right.
awesome as a stretch.
I love it. Top 10 is good.
It is good.
Okay.
It is good.
All right. What about Infernal Affairs? Did you ever get around to seeing that?
No, I tried. I figured, you know what? You might bring it up for this. So I'll try and watch Triad Election.
Okay.
I just did a Google search and I tried to find a few different that came up on numerous lists and
Right.
then read brief synopsis of what they were and just chose. And I was like, that's kind of interesting. I like Triad Election. Is
Yeah.
that shit true? Every 2 years they elect a new Triad leader. That would seem to lead to a lot of wars, in my opinion. But
Well, it is until they pick the wrong. Well, there's no
Yeah.
war. It's when they pick the wrong person.
yeah, but I'm just saying, is this true in real life?
Right. Good point.
Because it seems dumb.
Okay.
It's kind of like Great Britain. It seems like the prime minister is up for a vote of no confidence
All the time.
every 6 to 18 months. And it's suddenly just like, it's a referendum, man. If he doesn't get this, he loses majority and they're going to bring in a new government. And you're like, bring in a new government? What is this?
What is this?
I'm used to other countries dictating who we should vote for.
Right. Fair point. And putting us in that situation.
Basically what we did to other countries for the dictators we propped up and the banana republics and,
Yeah.
maybe it's time we had a taste of our own medicine.
I don't really talk politics, man, so I don't know.
I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not saying let's actually genuinely
I'm
talk.
joking because I talk about it too much on my Twitter. Yeah, thoroughly agree. But this is a fun. I don't know if I'm going to get it right though, Matt. I don't know. I kind of there was so many to choose from that I hope I got my list right. So
I don't think there's a right and a wrong.
well, I can accept if you want to strike any off, is what I'll say.
Okay.
Yeah, because
I would just
I'm trying
specifically
to
say-
figure this out.
Italian mob, as best I can remember, does not show up anywhere like on my list.
Right. I have no Italian.
Yeah.
On my
Well, I'm saying
list.
that I've got one that's an ensemble, and I was like, maybe one of the dudes in the crew was
Right,
Italian or
right,
something.
right.
I don't effing know.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay.
But as best I can tell, there's no overt. There's nothing specifically. There's no,
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
set in New York City, and you can tell,
Right.
or through, calling it Cosa Nostra or a thing of ours,
Mm-hmm.
or there's none of that.
Omerta.
Yeah,
Right.
the old code of silence.
As one would say.
Yeah, so numerous to choose from.
Yeah, definitely. Do we want to say? Do you want to give us some announcements at the beginning, or do we do it at the end?
Sure, we can do it up top.
Okay.
The 29th of this month in May, you can get the Chicago show. I'm still undecided as to. We'll say at the $5 tier,
$10 tier.
the $10 tier.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes,
Because
I'm
you said
sure.
you would leave it up to my discretion.
Yes,
on
but
this.
then you said we
yeah, we don't have to get
Right,
into the
right.
discussion.
Right.
All right, $10 it is.
$10 it is. $10 and up, you get the Chicago show if you're a patron. So hopefully, if you're a $5 patron, maybe this motivates you to jump up to the 10. If you're a $1 patron, maybe this motivates you up to the 10 so you can listen to that show. But trust me, you don't want to miss out. It's a great, great show. I am progressively drunker as the show goes along, and there is a massive debate that breaks out during this show that I think you will have a very strong opinion about one way or another.
And thankfully, you were of sound mind upon having this discussion.
I was eventually.
I don't know that was the case. I'm saying on the show itself. Eventually means you came around once you sobered up and refined your argument, but at the time your argument was flimsy.
Well, I don't know if that's true or not.
I do.
I certainly sobered
I
up.
still remember the fucking shrapnel of the stage around you as you sat down and surrounded yourself with just the discarded paraphernalia of the room. You had so much stuff. It was a cornucopia of shit all around your feet.
It's true. It's true. But trust me, you don't want to miss this episode. It was fantastic, and it is one near and dear to your hearts if you're a big fan of a certain franchise. So I would say do not miss out on this episode for sure. What else we got going on, Matt?
For Toronto, we are still, collecting numbers and all that jazz.
Yes.
So if you want to join the Facebook group, you can go to facebook.com/groups/ let's see. You can go to the top 10 show with the number 10, and all the groups are listed there. Otherwise, it is top 10 Toronto, and it's top 10 Texas. And we're just going to go ahead and call it Houston because it seems like the majority of individuals will come to the Houston. San Antonio, you gave your best effort, but Houston is a larger city, and more of them came out. I know we will lose some. I think Bobo said that he could bring like 6 or something in San Antonio, but only 2 in Houston. I believe it was him.
All right.
And others, but at the same time, Hassel is like, if you do Houston, I'll get you 10.
Oh,
And San Antonio, I'm guessing it's 2.
okay.
There are a
Okay.
bunch of people like that. I could do this over here, or I can do this.
Okay.
Was it Young MC? You can get with this, or you can get with that. But you do have to make a choice at some point.
Is that Young MC?
Isn't that Young MC? You can get with this, or you can. And maybe that's not.
No, that's not Young MC. The Young
That
MC is
isn't Young
Bust a
MC.
Move.
It is Bust a Move, but I thought it might be.
You can
on
get
that
with this.
later
You
on
get. I think that's Black Sheep.
Is it really?
I think it is. Or DOS. No, it's not DOS Effects. You can get with this or you can get with that, but you can get with this because this is where it's at, where it's at, where it's
Yeah, I just remember the song. I never bought the CD on that one. There were others. Trust me, I listened to a lot of music.
Oh, yeah. There was a lot of rap back then. Don't you think rap was,
What are you going to say? Better than?
I would say, I enjoyed rap more in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s.
It's not made for us.
Yeah, you're right.
It's
I
not.
guess you're right.
I don't understand it either.
yeah.
Like Migos, I tried.
Oh, man. Yeah, really.
I tried.
Yeah. What's
It's just
sad,
like, it's not for me.
I only liked it when they like guested with Katy Perry on that fucking song. That Bon Appetit song. Yeah, Black Sheep. The
Okay.
choice is yours.
Nice pull.
Nice. I don't now. I go back and listen to my '90s rap all the fucking time. It's great shit in the '90s.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what you were raised on.
Yeah, man.
So, of course, it makes the most sense.
Yeah, Wu Tang. You can show me anybody that can match Wu Tang nowadays. Get the fuck out of here.
And, we're not listening, so we have no ideas. You can't really make a blanket statement because I don't know who's out there. There's got to be. There's got to be somebody that's this generation's version of Wu-Tang. Whether or not they're as good, I doubt it. But
Okay.
there's only one Wu.
That's right.
Exactly.
And for those of you who might have Showtime, I hope you've seen the documentary, which comes out on May 10th. This documentary about Wu Tang.
Yeah.
I'm
just saw the
looking
ad
forward
for
to it.
it
Hell
not
yeah.
long ago.
I'm keeping my pay channels till it shows, and then I'm killing my cable finally once and for all, which I've said a million times before. But I mean it this time. I swear I mean it this time.
Shit, I got HBO Go just so I could see Thrones closing out in HD.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't mind just go ahead and canceling it now and catching it the way I was watching it before.
You're not enjoying the Thrones?
It's been so bad.
Oh, wow. You don't like this season at all?
So bad.
Wow. Fascinating.
I'm
man.
fully not engaged 1,000%.
That is shocking, dude.
I loved that show, and it was already
Yeah.
in the discussion for favorite all time. And if this is how they're going to land that bird, it's not even close anymore.
They are rushing to land the bird.
Yeah, they are.
It feels like Rome at the end. Remember when they had to wrap up
'cause
everything?
Yeah, they had to cram too much shit in, and now that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I don't want to spoiler alert, motherfucker, because we had to do it on the last show.
True.
But one scene in particular, I was like, what is going on in this episode?
Yeah.
What is going on?
Yeah.
And it's not even the stupid Starbucks cup. That happens.
Yeah.
That
please.
happens.
There's
Huge
a watch in
productions.
Braveheart. I mean, there's a truck in Braveheart.
Yeah.
So give me a break.
Apparently, the battle took 55 nights to shoot. That's what somebody told me. And I was like, well, I didn't know that. They said it so casually, like everybody knows that. And I was like, 55 nights. So, coffee cup might end up in a shot.
Yeah. there's a
Everybody's
lot
working
going
long
on.
hours.
It's 14 episodes back to back to back. They split
Yeah.
it up into 8 and 6, but they shot them all back to back to back.
Exactly. So, I'm not, but it's
Okay.
too much.
Okay.
Look, we can do a Thrones thing.
We should
again,
do a
like it's at
Thrones.
o'clock.
We should absolutely do a Thrones discussion once the season's over.
Why don't, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because the one thing I brought up about doing for next week.
Yeah.
Why don't we do that and we can put it out and be like just a spoiler filled. We're going to talk about where we're at because it will be post Sundays.
Okay. But Sunday's not the last episode. But you'd want to discuss just where we're
So
at
far, yeah.
as going into the finale.
Why not do a couple Game of Thrones
right.
things to close?
I'm cool with that.
Sure.
I'm down with that.
It
For the
is-
Patreon fans.
Yeah, for the Patreon.
For the $10 and up.
Why don't we go down then?
Fine.
Well, I say vice versa. That let's get more of the
The $5 one?
yeah to the Chicago.
All right.
And the 10 and up, you can hear our Thrones talk there.
Oh, okay.
Just invert the two.
Okay.
Trust me, I could sway you if we stopped recording.
All right.
In 2 sentences, there's no point talking about it
All
on the
right.
show.
I always trust you with that kind of shit. So, okay. I respect. So now you can get the Chicago show if you're a $5 and up
$5.
patron on May 29th. But our top 10 discussions of the Game of Thrones, those will be for patrons who are $10 and up. So it makes a lot of sense. Anyway, you can get with this or you can get with that.
Exactly. Thank you, Black Sheep.
All right. Any other announcements we got to, or can we jump into these lists?
Yeah, we can just jump right in. There's no point in.
Toronto is great. I love the idea of Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto and Houston. Those are the two. So yeah, hit us up or go to the Top 10 Live at Gmail with
Yep.
the number 10, the Top 10 Live at Gmail. And if you're in either of those two cities, Houston, I'm not sure when we're talking about coming. Probably at this point because we need at least 2 months heads up.
Yeah.
sometime in July.
Yep.
Not sure yet. We'll have to figure it out. And then Toronto, we're thinking end of August through September, somewhere in there. There's already a nice demand for those dates from Toronto.
Yeah.
But hit us up at the top 10 live at Gmail with the number 10 and just put in the subject line the city and in the body how many ever people. It's you or it's you plus 3 or it's you plus 1 or whatever the case is.
Right.
And we will make it happen. But Toronto, you're looking good right now. And now that we said it at Houston, let's see what our actual numbers are. We just had to get a fucking lay of the land before we chose the city. So just let us know. And we'll hopefully have some sort of announcement for you guys coming up in the next, few weeks.
Yeah.
That's what we're working towards. On top of all the extra content we're giving you,
mean,
we're
come
over here
on.
hustling for you.
Come on.
All with the help of a bunch of amazing people
Yes.
that have stepped up to give us a ton of their time. Chris Alexakos, Kristen Smith, Matthew Hasso, Joe Ibarra, Clay Williams. Our thanks to all of you. They help us in numerous different ways.
Yeah.
And it really helps grease the wheels on this because, unfortunately, the engine of this train is both over 40. Yeah. So you ready to start?
Let's do this thing.
Once we set a topic, we go our individual ways and create personal top 10 lists. Show back up here. I do my bottom 3. He does his bottom 3. I do my next 2. He does his next 2. Then we trade one apiece. Once we have revealed our personal top 10 list, we create the shows between the two of us.
Boom.
Starting off, I'm going to have a little fun.
All right, break it
I made
down.
my choice. Break that tie. Break that tie.
Break it
I'm going to
down.
go payback at 10.
Payback. Nice.
It's a Organized,
That's
not
a-
in the fashion you think.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
I know a lot of people that knock it and be like, the violence is a little gratuitous, or it's a little over sexualized at times.
Good film.
It's a lot of fun.
Yep.
I, just like John, am a sucker for Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
And he just look, it's a movie star playing a Mel Gibson-y type of role where he's a guy you shouldn't like, but there's a little twinkle in his eye. There's a little something.
Yeah.
And technically, he just wants his money back, but there's something built into that wanting his money back. It's not just that, because it does cross Chris Christopherson as the head of.
Right.
It's got an interesting, diverse cast.
Yeah. Lucy
Tons of different
Liu,
people. Lucy Liu is in it.
James Coburn.
James Coburn is great. That's just mean.
Man, that's just mean. Yeah. It's well shot. It's well directed. It's got that blue hue all through it.
Yeah, that blue-gray tone.
Apparently, there's an alternate ending as well that's
Oh,
available.
really?
Yeah, if you get the Blu-ray, there's an alternate ending on the film that's fantastic. And I think it's a better ending to the movie. I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it, but yeah, it's a better ending to the movie.
What?
Whoa, that was just a tremor. We just had an earthquake. Holy shit, that's cool.
Really? I didn't feel it.
Just felt it. Oof. Anyway, so yeah, that's a great choice. I love that movie. It's a lot of fun. And Gibson never left me no nasty voicemail, so I'm going to keep supporting him. No offense.
I mean, yeah. Does he look off kilter? Yes. Yes, he
Of
does
course.
At this point.
Yeah, yeah.
And I fear, like, if ever I see a clip of him, because I don't watch chat shows,
Sure.
but I saw him like on Colbert.
Yeah.
And the description was basically it was a Catholic debate, and Colbert is Catholic, as
Yeah.
is Mel Gibson. So they both know it. It's kind of like when you watch Colbert talk about Tolkien. It's like
Yeah.
the dude knows it backwards and forwards. He knows his Catholicism really well, as does Mel. So they have a discussion about potential movie idea that Mel has, and you can see Colbert is fully engaged.
Yeah.
But there is still a mania in Gibson's eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, please don't go off the rails, man. I'm watching it like on my laptop, fearful. I'm not even joking, man. I'm like, oh, come on, Mel. Come on, Mel.
Keep it together, man.
Yeah. You saw Tom Cruise? He came back into orbit.
Yeah, he did.
Exactly. He shot out for a while, and then eventually Earth's gravity pulled him back in. And just like, he's our moon again. There's Tom. And he's fine.
I love that description. Came back into orbit. That's brilliant.
He did. Eventually, we
did?
just like, it's fine. You jumped on a couch.
Hey, come on. You got a little emotional. Love
Exactly.
does that.
Your
Love can
belief
do that.
system's a little weird, but everybody, there's a lot of people with
We all
weird
got
beliefs.
crazy stuff.
Exactly. Still seemed like a good guy.
Mine raised after 3 days. Come on. We all got crazy stuff.
Yeah.
All right, what's your number 9?
Number 9 is, so this was like okay, you could fight me on it if you want
Yep.
to. Eastern Promises.
No, it's a punt. I will
Okay.
not fight you at all.
This might be another punt for you. Sexy Beast.
That's my 7, so we can talk
Okay.
about it.
Yeah, that's the crew one where I'm like, maybe one of those dudes is Italian or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It goes so
Who
far down
cares?
the line. It's just
Yeah.
like, I don't know when this isn't this, but this is just a crime syndicate,
Yeah.
an impromptu one, basically masterminded by one person trying to suck,
Yeah.
guys back in. One last job.
It's an uncomfortable one, too.
Yeah, Ben Kingsley's a douche.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I've never known anybody like that in that kind of intimacy where son of a bitch might stay at my house.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Piss on my rug in my bathroom and then explode on me and my wife or my girlfriend as we're sleeping in our bed because he said he's had some internal dialogue with himself and created some scenario that isn't existing at all and reacting to it.
Oh, yeah.
He's unstable on like capital letters unstable, and what he does in his moments of mania and then his random moments of hating himself for loving that Jackie woman who is like the anger he feels at himself for having fucked up that relationship and then for having Jackie move on to someone who was the antithesis of himself, this like, weaker, mealy-mouthed kind of guy, just gnaws at him the whole time until he fucking explodes and they have to do what they have to do to him. You give me Gandhi as a best actor, I give you Sexy Beast as correlative in terms of power and in less time and just as an incredible performance.
Yeah. Although it's kind of tough to compare the two because there's completely different roles. And you can be so impactful in those short bursts in Sexy Beast because of the mania of the character. Whereas it takes the breadth of the work in Gandhi to just become fully immersed in the reality that Ben Kingsley is creating.
That's fair. That's fair.
at least for me.
Okay.
Whereas in Sexy Beast, you're like, yeah, he's a douche. You're just like, whoa, like monumental. This guy deserves a statue somewhere. This is
He
how
does.
good he is. And it's amazing that he's gotten this far.
Yeah.
Like you've gotten to this kind of height where you're feared, but at the same time you can put together a job of this size and magnitude.
Yeah.
And they all go, as big a dick as he is, this is a good score.
I'm gonna go with him.
Yeah, exactly. The guy knows how to do a job.
Yeah.
He may be just the world's worst outside of it, but we're gonna make a lot of money in a short amount of time, all thanks to the Looney Tunes over here.
If I can get out of this situation, I think I might be all right.
Yeah. I can retire off this job. This job is gonna be that good.
Right. All right. My number 10 is Black Mass.
Yeah, it's on my side.
Okay. I don't know why I keep coming back to this movie.
It's depth.
It has to be, right?
All depth.
He is so fucking good
Yeah.
in this part.
It's nothing against anybody else. There's a lot of good acting in
No,
this.
Joel Edgerton does a nice job. Julianne
does.
Nicholson does a nice job.
The guy that's Affleck's buddy from Dazed and Confused that played Slater.
Yes, Rory Cochrane.
yeah.
Fantastic. in
He's
it.
good in it.
Cumberbatch is good.
His accent is a little
Yeah,
spotty.
well, yeah, but his acting is good. The
is.
accent you can, of course, but like it's just such a dark fucking movie about what this Whitey Bulger motherfucker was like and what he did to people and the terror. And you're like, this is Johnny Depp. This
Dude,
is
those eyes.
fucking Pirates guy. And he is like scary. And when the look of him with the hair and and that moment with him and Julianne Nicholson upstairs in Edgerton's house when she doesn't want to come downstairs and she's saying she's sick and he's like asking all these questions about her because he actually wants to try to fuck her. You're just like, God damn, dude. Damn. That's why I guess you're right. That's why I keep coming back. Even though the frustration I feel with Edgerton's character, he is such a phenomenal idiot.
Yes.
But like everything that Bulger does, and then when you find out he's been on the payroll as well, you're just like, holy shit. So the violence of it is shocking, and I thoroughly enjoy it. And the acting in the film is worth it.
Yeah.
So that's why I put it number 10, not higher, but number 10.
Yeah. To me, it's 1,000% Johnny Depp.
Yeah, yeah.
He is, those eyes, they look like, they look almost like Pennywise's eyes. The hue of the
good point.
color and the way the light penetrates it and it reflects out. They look like doll's eyes in certain lights when they cast it.
Yeah.
And he's just looking straight through you.
Yeah.
He has an agenda and you will not deter that agenda whatsoever. And to see that kind of laser focus from somebody that's so no holds barred,
Yeah.
you're like, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
Like, there is a point to human life and you don't understand it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're such a sociopath or psychopath. It doesn't even occur to you.
So detached from the reality of what interconnected human life is supposed to be.
Right,
It's fucking scary, man. It's all him. Everybody else is good, but when you put it next to him, like there's when we did the. Never mind. That's a show in the future.
Okay, good. I like it.
Well, no, I was going to say a relist.
Oh, okay. All right.
Just the excellent actor in an okay film.
Yes.
But he is outshining in my eyes. The rest of them, it's nothing against them. It's just
Yeah.
like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And other people awarded someone else, some medal. And you're like, well, yeah, but I don't have the same feeling. If you're going to give me this,
Right.
this
I'll
to me
take
is
it.
like the anomaly where it's an okay movie, but that just crushing.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. My number 9 is Snatch.
Not on my list.
Okay. This is one I come back to all the time. I can't let go of it. I know Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels is fun, but Snatch, I think, is where Richie really hit his prime with these kind of films. Rock and Rolla is good too, but Snatch is the one. Just
Okay.
great characters, a really chilling gangster in this film, and what he does feeding them to the pigs and whatever.
Yeah.
Like just unsettling as hell. The music, the score is cool. And even though Brad Pitt, that character can be played for comedy, there are some really brutal scenes with him
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
in the boxing situation, but also in how he is manipulating the situation to his benefit in a frustrating fashion because he's a pikey. So it's just fantastic in that way. And so much, Jason Statham's fantastic in the film. All the actors that are in there, the guy from Walking Dead, the black actor from Walking Dead, Lenny Jenkins, I think his name is.
Haven't watched it in years.
Fair. And Bricktop is chilling in that movie. And of course, Benicio, Dennis Farina's funny. All of that is just, it's one I come back to all the time. So I enjoyed the pieces. All right. So my number 8 then is American Gangster.
Yeah, I mean, it made contention until I started getting more and more movies.
Oh, wow. This is going to be fun. Okay, I'm interested to see what your list is. Good stuff from Denzel and Russell. And I like that it's an unusual film in that they start to work together after the situation. And the idea of the first black gangster in America and how he did it, how he came to power, bringing his family into it, and then what happens there, and who's turning on who in the situation, then what he eventually has to do in order to get out of going to jail, and the lines he has to cross that he didn't anticipate crossing, that he used to be prideful about, but when the situation goes down the way it does, he has to cross the lines in order to be able to keep staying alive and out of jail. Yeah. So it's a fascinating portrayal of this, and I think Ridley directs a really good film. And Russell is fantastic in this movie. Denzel's great. Denzel's always great. Russell, at times, can be a bit self-reliant on his shtick, and I think in this film, he's wide open, and I enjoy that about him.
Yeah.
All right, what's your number 7?
7 for me is, so here's my other one. I'm like, hey, which is Road to Perdition.
That's punt.
Okay. It's 7 because I was like, I don't want to put it really high if I'm having this conflicted kind of.
I get that.
It's Irish mob.
It's Irish mob. It counts.
It does, but we're trying to get away. I was trying to get away from mob movies as much as I possibly could, even if it's Irish mob.
I respect that.
All right, so good
6?
punt. 6 is Lock, Stock.
Oh yeah, I had to leave it off. It was a snatch of Lock.
I know. I think I do a tip of the cap to Lock, Stock because you could just go, this is British knockoff Tarantino.
Oh, okay.
And going into it, I remember some sort of sentiment, not from me, but from others, be like, oh, this is their version. And then when I saw it, I was like, it's nothing like their version.
No.
I mean, it's something, yes, it has maybe potentially more than likely influenced by Tarantino, as Tarantino's openly saying, I'm influenced by all these things.
Right.
Hence the genre pieces I do.
City on Fire is the influence for Reservoir Dogs. So
Yeah.
there's no, he's not original in his shit.
Yeah. But anytime now he goes back to when he does a Western, there's an homage to this, an homage to this, an homage to this. And he goes back to do an X. It's just like we all do that.
Yeah.
So to see it, I was like, it was lightning in a bottle. And to some degree, I will still watch Guy Ritchie to this day because of this, Snatch, and the Sherlock Holmes series.
Yep.
The 2 movies, I guess.
Yep.
Not really. It's a stretch to call it a series.
Well, there's a third one possibly coming.
Possibly. I wish they would do
Ethan
it.
is writing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That son of a bitch.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, we'll see.
We shall see. I'm on board. So with those, when they announced King Arthur, and I was like, okay, maybe. And then I saw the trailer, and I was like, nah, I'm out.
It was terrible, man.
Yeah. And they, I am at least intrigued when now it's like Guy Ritchie and be like, there's a chance.
Yeah.
Sometimes he really gets dialed in and can hammer out a product that I enjoy. I enjoyed Rock and Rolla.
Yeah, Rock and Roll is fun.
It is.
It's a surprisingly good performance, or a surprisingly good story. When he's going back to that English gangster well again, that still works. Revolver is the piece of shit.
Plus, how many organized crime movies still can carry the seriousness and pull off the comedic?
Yes.
Where, yes, there are jokes in here, like the dog that has a squeaky toy in him and all that shit, but it's also kind of annoying because if shit really did go this terribly, this is real life. You thought it was going to be this amazing, easy heist, and then the barriers come down, and now you're locked in this...
that's
small
Snatch, though.
Oh, that is Snatch.
Yeah.
No, this one is the card game that Sting's son gets into with the mob boss. Then there's the guy, the black guy with almost the Jerry curl type of thing.
Yeah.
And he takes the dudes out. That was
He's
the other
crazy.
thing. Like, where you see stuff in the background of a scene, you don't realize it until the second viewing. Like, oh, they foreshadowed or brought that character in here.
Yeah.
You just weren't paying attention because he's in the background.
Yeah.
And how it's all kind of interwoven. Done really well. So... from then on, it's just like, you know what? I've always enjoyed that movie. I like Snatch just as much. I think artistically, it's a better movie.
Yeah, that's why I put it on my list. But I get loving Lock, Stock. It's why I'll always choose Reservoir over Pulp Fiction. I always will. That was your number. Number 7 was Sexy Beast. So we talked.
Okay.
Did we talk about that or no?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, and then my number 6 then is the Infernal Affairs, the Hong Kong film.
Okay.
Yeah, man, that is that's an undeniably awesome film. Like. And I went in going, I don't know. And then when it starts, within 20, 30 minutes, you are just hooked into this thing all the way to the end. Great performances, great twists and turns. And it's so well done that you're just like blown away at what they're able to do. And I still think, for me, it doesn't take away my enjoyment of The Departed. It does not, even though it's the basis of it, it does not take away my enjoyment of it at all. It's its
Surprising.
own separate film, and it's an extensively long approach to this situation, whereas Departed was kind of condensed, even though it was a long film. I still enjoy this version a lot. So that's what I would say.
I made the choice, watch Triad Election.
Yeah, yeah.
Just assuming it's like, well, he'll bring up Infernal Affairs, or at the very least, it'll make your honorable mentions. I've just never liked the title. I fucking hate it.
Infernal Affairs?
Infernal.
Okay.
Dadgummit, like Infernal? Infernal. Is that really setting the stakes where we want it to?
Well, Inferno being Inferno, being in hell.
I didn't know if that was the inference or it's the infernal, like the actual definition of. It's like, well, why would you choose? Is this like a bad translation?
Well, fair.
I don't know. I've never watched it. I don't have
Good
this
question.
I assumed it was a metaphor or something along those lines
Yeah.
for that, but at the same time, not knowing, it's like Infernal Affairs just never really did anything.
True. All right. What's your number 5?
5 is The Raid Redemption.
Oh, the second one.
No, that's the first one. Isn't it? The Raid 2 is just the Raid 2.
Oh, the Raid 2. So the Raid Redemption.
Yeah, the
Great
yeah.
choice. Great choice, my man.
Now, I don't know how big his organization is.
It's only one building.
Could be beyond that,
It could be.
but he happens to live in this building,
He does.
which is a smart idea, actually. Well, you get your tenants to pay your mortgage, and then you're living there for free.
Yeah.
So you're good to go.
Agreed.
But so we know it's at least organized enough to where it seems like there's a couple hundred people all complicit within this, at least living in this building.
Yeah.
It's not like Dread, where there are millions apparently living in this massive.
Oh, yeah.
complex.
Dread, right. Yeah.
Yeah, that came out unfortunately 3 months later. But the raid, the raid is the action is so
Yeah.
hard to ingest. In that your mind and brain can't wrap its head around all the realistic. Like, there's nobody that has the stamina to pull off this, but all the moves are so clean and well choreographed, it actually looks cartoonishly real.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, there's a point at which he takes a dude's head and bangs it like 5 times on the wall as he's slowly falling to the ground. But because it seems like he follows
Yeah.
the actual speed of a following body, it seems legit. It's just like boom, 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 boom. So I remember that scene. I laughed because my body couldn't process it
Yeah.
any other way. I was like, oh, like just kind of my brain didn't know how to, because it looked. I know that's fake, but
Yeah.
you did it in a way that like there's some plausibility to it.
Yeah.
But that 3-person fight between the two good guys and the one, nobody can do that.
Right.
But it's really cool to watch.
It's phenomenal, man.
And
Absolutely phenomenal.
I can't believe that, because the guy that plays the cop has gone on to be in U.S. films now.
Yeah. Yep.
And I was always surprised by the villain in this not getting a run unless he couldn't speak English.
Right.
But doing something along those lines, because he is excellent. The guy that is the boss,
Yeah.
sitting behind the speaker, the communicating to the apartment complex as a
Yeah.
whole. That dude carries a lot of menace, and I can't understand everything he's saying.
He's a scary son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, it's like the dude that played Escobar in Narcos.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's like, how have I not seen you again?
Yeah.
You were awesome as Pablo Escobar.
Right.
And, Pedro, I'm glad you're working because you're a fantastic actor.
Don't get me wrong.
No, yeah, I'm so happy. I can't wait to watch, The Mandalorian.
Yeah, Mandalorian. Yep.
Coming out. And I watched you in Triple Frontier and obviously Narcos and, Game of Thrones.
Did you,
and
quick 1 minute, 2 minute
side?
discussion. Did you enjoy Triple Frontier?
I thought it was fine.
Yeah, I thought so too. To me, it felt like, damn it, if they wouldn't keep tripping over their dicks, this film could have been fantastic.
Could have been.
But it would try to be so manly that it was like, I don't buy this bullshit. And then they're all getting like, get what's happening, and they come up with this stupid idea at the end, and it was like, okay, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
It could have been fantastic, and it wasn't, and I was sad about that.
Yeah. I didn't have any real expectation other than I already knew going into it. Everybody seems to be saying it's like a C+. And I walked out going, it's about that, maybe a shade better.
Yeah. I would say B-, just because the actors are enjoyable to watch. But yeah, C sounds right.
They're all good, and there are nuanced moments where you're like, you need to stop doing this. You need to stop doing this.
right,
You need to stop
exactly.
doing this, and knowing that. But some of the ultimate pivots for certain characters is just like, yeah,
Yeah.
you did foreshadow that, but at the same time, I don't know. I wanted something else for these characters.
Understood.
All right, so that was your 6. No, that was my 5. I'm sorry.
Yes. So then my 5 is Road to Perdition, which was with the pun from earlier.
Okay.
Yeah. Dude, we've talked about this film.
We have.
ad nauseum on this show, so I don't know what more I can add.
I know that's
to
maybe
it.
another reason I put it at 7.
Yeah.
We've talked about this a lot.
I got to be honest with the list. That's why I put it where I put it. But it's still one I thoroughly come back to and will enjoy. And whenever I catch it, because it doesn't show that much on television. It doesn't show as much as other mob movies or gangster movies show on television.
Yeah.
But
I'm
this
not
one,
surprised by that.
it's worth it to see it. It's worth it to see it. And the period piece of it all is fantastic. So that's what I would say. I don't know what more I can say about that. All right, what's number 4?
Yeah, I said nothing. You did, apparently I don't get. to talk about
Oh,
British
sorry. I
film.
thought because you were like, yeah, we've talked about it so much.
We
All right,
have.
Go
but
ahead.
Just cutting me off. And
I
being like,
apologize.
you know what? I've said my piece, and that is technically the show's piece.
I've never say that. Go ahead.
Look, you hardly remember going to London with me,
That's
so
I think that happens in a future episode.
it does happen in a few episodes. Stay tuned for that, folks. Stay tuned. We already tipped our hand on a.
We did.
That's the only reason I said it. Yeah, no. If you haven't seen it, please see it.
Yes.
4 is the reason for the season, my man.
Mm-hmm.
John Wick.
Yeah. That's my number 4 too.
Is it?
Yes.
It's just like kind of.
I mean, it's a reason we started the whole list.
Yeah, and it just gets you in the mind. You're like, you know what? The only reason we're doing this is because of this movie. This movie fits it to a T. That's why we chose it.
Yeah.
And of course, it's going to make the fucking list.
Yeah.
And then you start stacking it up and be like, I really enjoy that world. That's why I'm willing to go back for 3 because 2 was not my jam.
Yep.
Because of the promise, that trailer looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully, it's not selling me a bill of goods. You're going to see it this week.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I'll be hearing a thumbs up or a thumbs down from you. That's about all I need.
Yep.
But God, I hope it's good because that first one, I didn't see it initially when it came out, and when everybody's like, "Man, don't fuck with a man's dog," and I'm like, "What?" And then you see what the dog represents.
Yeah,
and you're like,
yeah.
"Well, yeah, you don't fuck with a man's dog."
Exactly. Man was pretty clear. The man was pretty
was.
clear.
He established it's black and white.
Yeah.
You know it. So what are
more
we
do you
talking
want?
about here?
Yeah, exactly.
You brought the wrath. you called in the thunder.
What do they call them? Baba Gita, whatever it is. Some devil name in Russian for him. I forget what it is.
Beelzebub?
No.
For the devil?
It's
Babadook.
It's
You
devil.
talking about the gay icon?
No, not the gay icon. Wait, there's a name for him that they say. I
In this
forget what it
movie?
is. I think so. Nickname in Russian here. it is.
Russian for
Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga? That means devil?
He Baba Yaga is son of. He just Baba Yaga is probably the worst nickname in English. The closest thing would be an old hag, a Baba Yaga.
That's probably one of those folklore tales of like the old
Mm-hmm.
hag comes through at Easter, and if you're not a good kid, it turns you into an egg.
Yeah, it eats you
Like
up.
those creepy German fairy tales when you ever hear the originals and you're like, Jesus, this got dark. We heard the sanitized, Christian Andersen versions or the
Right.
some of those are dark.
It's an old Slavic witch. Is what the Baba Yaga
Perfect.
is. Oof.
Perfect.
Yikes. Essentially the boogeyman. So, I mean, this film, it's still, once again, it's a film that absolutely you can't get enough of. Keanu Reeves is reborn in this series with this film. And what he goes through, you feel it on every level. And you're cheering him on as he's destroying everybody.
Yeah.
And you believe everything. And you're just like, oh my God, I didn't know this was possible. And when you watch the behind the scenes, like, it's incredible to me the amount of effort that an actor goes through for a film like this with no possible knowledge if it's going to be a success. Like,
Yeah.
I've got to train for 3 months doing all these stunts.
Well, I would say for Matrix, because
yeah,
now coming
Matrix.
into John Wick, he's already done all that training, so it's
Right.
kind of like a refresher. And then, hey, what are we doing in this one? So I need to focus on more weapons training or
Yeah,
something.
it's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like after doing that lobby scene in the first Matrix, pretty sure he's good with weapons. And he's done all the flying kicks and all that.
Yeah.
So basically, John Wick is kind of dematricized,
Good work.
Neo in essence. He's the guy that got to learn all of it and now doesn't live in the simulation,
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
but can't fly
For some reason.
in this world. But he can do everything else, kick your ass beautifully.
Exactly.
When he pulls off all these ridiculous stunts, you believe it.
Yeah.
It looks real enough. It's like when you're watching. It doesn't have the realism of Bourne. It does, but there's still like this slick nature to it. Whereas Bourne is just trying to show you the stark reality of, like huge governments and the slush funds and fucking
Yeah.
all this black ops crap. Whereas John Wick is like, no, this is cool underground, and they have these chips. You do
Continental,
jobs.
yeah. all that
Yeah,
shit.
like all this stuff. Ian McShane. What the fuck? Who knows somebody like Ian McShane? Nobody.
Right. It's twice he showed up on our list now. Ian McShane with Sexy Beast.
Oh yeah. Sexy Beast and John Wick being two of the only good movies that I can think of that he's in. He's not in a lot of good movies.
You're right. That's a fair point.
He's in a lot of bad, at least in the past 10 years.
Yeah, he's in some bad movies.
Since
no doubt.
since Deadwood, and he got a real run here in the U.S. of getting these smaller.
Yeah.
Wasn't he in that comedy with what's his name from SNL? It's now on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Sandberg.
Adam Sandberg. Oh,
Andy Samberg.
Yeah, he was in the Hot Rod.
Hot Rod.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I never
played
saw
his
that, but I
dad.
remember seeing the trailer.
Yeah, he played his dad on the
And
couch.
then I know the people that like that love it. I just don't know many people that like it.
No, I think it's enjoyable, but I wouldn't put it on again. I'll put Anchorman on before I put that on.
Oh, that's not even a question.
That's what I'm saying. Should we do a review of Deadwood? That movie when it comes out for top
Look,
10?
we're already doing TV talk with Game of Thrones. Let's just turn it into the HBO channel. Let's just go right through all there. I'm happy to.
I just want to pitch it to the fans, saying like this is something you can look forward to.
I am happy
if you're
to do
a
that.
Patron,
And you
yeah.
get it at the $10 level.
Yeah, a $10 level. All the reviews should now be coming to the $10 level. I
Got
think it's
zero
good.
problem. That is a movie.
That is a movie.
That is a movie.
Yep.
So, some of the stuff we put up on Patreon eventually will be released on
Sure.
the free feed.
Sure, down the
like,
road.
yeah, those listening now, you can go on the free feed and listen to the Avengers recap and review.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, and that came out yesterday.
Yes.
We'll do that. We're going to try and give it to them early as an exclusive, and then give it to everybody else.
Right.
Just as a thank you to them for having supported us at patreon.com/the top 10 with the number 10. That's all I'm saying.
Boom.
That's all I'm
Nice.
saying.
What's your number 3?
My number 3 is The Usual Suspects.
Oh, nice choice. Not on my list.
It's the only black eye this film has is two of them, and Bryan Singer and Kevin Spacey. Outside of that,
I mean, that's why it's not on my list.
outside of that, well, if you can't fault Mel for his
Yeah, but Mel
It's
wasn't
different.
Yeah, Mel wasn't like a systemic thing with multiple people.
100% true.
Right. He
But I am
got drunk and
separating-
said some inappropriate shit.
I'm separating the individual from the output.
That's fair. You have every right to do that.
If somebody wants to come at me on that, so be it. I still enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
Knowing in the back of my mind everything that I know about them. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I can do that, I guess, with these two individuals. Perhaps over time that will change. As of right now, I still can.
Yeah.
It has.
It's the one reason I don't watch House of Cards. Because my girlfriend's been pushing me to watch it. And then when the whole Kevin Spacey thing broke, I was like, I don't think I want to watch it anymore. But we'll see. I might come around. I might come back around because everyone says it's an incredible series.
Season 1's really good.
Yeah. I'm a politics guy, so everyone's like, you'll just chew this.
It
thing
holds
up.
your fascination then, but I think it's a depreciating return with every passing season.
Like Orange is the New Black. Yeah.
That fucking show's
I
terrible.
know. That's
It is so fucking terrible.
I tried with that show.
I watched season 1. I was like, okay.
yeah.
But then when it starts getting nominated for comedies and be like, it's not a comedy
Yeah, not
as
in
much
any
as
shape or
they.
form.
But then season 2 and like when the one girl can just drive a Suburban when they go off site and shit and just sit in the car and you're like, what? And then the chick that is red and she's got a tunnel out of the prison to get supplies in and whatnot. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? So she could leave at any point. She just chooses to stay here.
Yeah.
But it's like, and then they're trying to do all these over the top. It was just so bad. It's just so bad.
Anyway, Usual
Anyway,
Suspects.
that'll be our next HBO. That's a Netflix show, actually.
Netflix
But
show.
that's
We're gonna expand the
another-
brand. Expand the brand.
Going all TV for Patreon, something you don't associate with the show.
Yeah. So why Usual Suspects?
Well, at the twist at the end, which everybody knows, then you start thinking about it from the context of so the boogeyman is real,
Yeah.
and it's someone that has the power and orchestrational powers to pull off this massively choreographed. He has to get all these people in different places at different times to get interact to help build the lore of him,
Yeah.
to pull off these massive jobs to kill one person who actually knows what he looks like, but then technically Chaz Palminteri does as well.
Yeah.
So that means by letter of the law of Kaiser Sose, Chaz Palminteri, you got a clock on your life now.
Yeah.
And you will die soon enough because no one can know what he looks like.
Yeah.
But he had the power to pull all this off. Like he's got a lawyer. His lawyer is also brokering a multinational corporation's like real estate deal.
Yeah.
So that means either that dude is also delving into the lucrative side of crime, or he's generating enough money to where the lawyer views it as the risk reward liability of, well, this guy would generate and I can distance myself here, here, and here.
Right.
So I'll be fine. But he operates at a level that we're talking about billions of dollars.
Yeah. It's high-end shit.
It is. So think of one guy through criminal network of other people doing him all these like favors and jobs and whatnot.
yeah.
It's Moriarty. It's anybody that's a puppet master that doesn't have to enter the fray of bullets and still get all the rewards at the end.
Right.
But
Good
that
call.
first time you see it, the pivot happens and you're like, mother. Off the teacup?
Yeah.
Off the teacup. When do you even have time to see the bottom of the teacup?
Good call.
Yeah. Or was it the saucer?
The saucer.
The saucer.
Yeah. All right, so my number 3 then is Eastern Promises, which was the punt from earlier.
Oh, wow.
Dude, I love this movie, man.
It's just the mob. It's like it's Russian mob.
It's Russian mob.
I'm trying to get away from. I was trying.
You said
to.
non-Italian.
I did.
Russian's non-Italian.
You're right.
And they're
You're right.
organized crime. And it isn't the massive Russian mob, right? It's Armin Mueller-Stahl in his area of New York or wherever they're at.
Yeah, but we don't know who he's connected to back in the old country.
We don't. But in my mind, I think this is a singular thing.
I'm pretty sure that they are a finger of something much larger.
I'm sure.
Well, I'm just saying, because they're all legit. They have the prison tattoos of somebody that spent
Right.
time in the clink in Siberia.
Yeah.
Which means they're not from upstate New York.
No,
you know what I
right.
mean?
You're right.
They're not indigenous to.
Right, to the area.
Yeah.
But they're certainly non-Italian. So they come up.
1,000%.
Yeah. And that's why I enjoy it. And it's been showing on the pay channels recently. And so I've been watching it more and more. And it's a goddamn good film.
It is.
And Naomi Watts, even with her like that weird letters that she's reading of the Russian prostitute or whatever, the film has a lot of interesting twists and turns. And Vigo is incredible in this movie.
I know.
And sometimes people forget how good Vigo is, man, because he's like not really popping up on the main stuff anymore.
What?
And since Game of Thrones, since Lord of the Rings, he hasn't been seen
He hasn't had the
much.
one huge, but I mean, he's been in Prestige, like A History of Violence,
Yeah, that was years
which got
ago.
Oscar buzz. Yeah. And then this. Well, what about the Oscar buzz for? Oh shit! What's his
Captain
next?
Fantastic. That was the last one.
Well, no, the last one was technically last year's with Mahershala Ali.
Oh, Green Book.
Green Book.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude! I try to put that out of my head. You're right. Green Book is there. He won Best Picture, I guess. And he was great.
He is. Well,
Yeah.
It's part of the.
All right, take it back then. Fine.
He has. It's just more sporadic.
Yeah.
The thing is, to me, the greater question is, how did I not know this guy existed before Lord of the Rings?
Right.
Because he's always consistently good. Whether or not the movie resonates with you.
Right.
Like in Eastern Promises, I believe he's Russian.
Yes. Yeah.
Just like in Green Book, I believe he's Italian.
Well, I knew him only by Carlito's Way. Right? Because he
Yeah.
plays the Argentinian guy, La Ling. He plays La Ling, and he is so believable. It's like, hey, man, like, I can't hump, I can't have sex, I can't do nothing, man. Just kill me, man. And you're like, fuck, this is... And when you find out it's a white dude, you're just like, holy shit. And that he grew up in Argentina through his family, which is why he was able to perfect that accent playing that part. I was like mind blown by this situation. And so when he showed up in Lord of the Rings, I was like, okay, we'll see what we can do with this. And it was like, boom. So yeah. He has an incredible gift to embody whatever character he steps into, an accent, and make it feel very believable. Just that bathhouse battle, holy fuck, man.
I know.
That is incredible.
And your worst fear. Like, I just have a towel.
Oh, yeah. It's all I have is a towel.
And this towel's coming off quick.
And my balls are dangling in the air with sharp objects swinging around.
Exactly. The one thing I don't want. I don't mind that I'm naked right now. I mind that you can get a clear shot. Like from every angle.
Yeah.
Depending on where I'm at in the room.
And not even with any weapon you're wielding, with your zipper of your leather jacket could catch me wrong. Anything. The shoes you're wearing.
Anything.
Yeah. Anything can catch me wrong.
This is bad news.
All right. What's your number 2, man?
2 is Reservoir Dogs.
Okay. Cool.
You have no Tarantino?
I do not have any Tarantino. I kind of, yeah.
What?
Just kind of, in my mind, those are crime films, so I just kind of put them there. And in no way do I discount you putting it on your list, though.
Because you could say Pulp Fiction because of Marcellus Wiley, and he's like this overall, but that's what Big Joe is. And he's clearly, they've all done a lot of jobs with Joe,
yeah.
and they're all separate.
Right?
Like
They don't know each other.
Yeah, a few of them they're brand new.
Right.
Hence Tim Roth.
Right.
And but him and Keitel go way back.
Yep.
Him and Madsen go way back. Him and there's numerous of those dudes.
Sure.
And none of them have ever worked together.
Right.
So you assume this guy is running jobs left and right and has been for decades.
Yeah.
So he is a one-man, just organized crime. Now, how big that crime syndicate is, who knows?
Right.
The only nepotism we see is Chris Penn.
Right. Nice guy, Eddie.
Yeah, it's if this was a mob thing, there would be and then my cousin, and then this,
Right.
and then my sister's kid, and then ba.
How many dicks is that?
Yeah, but within this, so just to see through small bits of dialogue, you get the sense in the history of all these individuals and how long and expansive, how many jobs potentially they've pulled off. So for the fact that being organized and be like, well, that dude is clearly organized, and if all these guys work with him, then they're legit full-time criminals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's what they write on their taxes. Self-employed, parenthetically, criminal.
Criminal.
I rob shit.
Come
And
get
then
it.
after that, it's just like, what do you say about Reservoir Dogs?
Yeah.
That hasn't been said by us and by countless others. I know we've said that a couple times, and it was bound to happen on this show, and it's bound to happen again before we close this show out.
I'm sure.
But it's it's my favorite Tarantino. Introduced me to his world and made me got excited for everything else he could do. Like, this dude is crazy good.
It used to be until Kill Bill, but I still put it number 2. Reservoir still. No matter over Django, over Inglourious
It's
Bastards.
interesting because I think when we did Tarantino, you might have had Reservoir 1.
Yeah. I think
Kill Bill was out,
Kill
obviously.
Bill seems to be one that I start to find myself going back to
We
more
haven't
and
done
more.
Tarantino, have we?
I
Maybe,
don't know if we have because he hasn't had 10.
No, maybe we did it on a Thunderdome and we put
Maybe.
Reservoir up against something. I know we had a discussion where it was like, yeah, it's both of our number one for Tarantino. But yeah, taste changes over time.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So my number 2 then is Scarface.
Okay.
Yeah. I know it's not one of your favorites, but I love the
It
film.
has its moments.
I love the film to pieces, and it is, as a Latino, and I know it's Pacino playing a Cuban guy, it still resonates with a lot of us. And so it's one I come back to a million fucking times, see it over and I know you're looking at an 80s film that at times is a bit cheesy, but the darkness of the film is never in question. De Palma does a fantastic job in bringing that out from the beginning moments in that immigrant camp to when he sees Michelle Pfeiffer for the first time, and he falls in love with her, and what that leads to, and what he does down in Bolivia with Sosa, and then when he comes back up, and then that whole scene with the dude he's supposed to kill the guy who's going to speak at the UN. All of that. There's so much darkness through the fucking thing. And then at the end, the fucking jungle's empty out with all these motherfuckers trying to kill him. You're just like, this is like so South American that it's mind-blowing to me. Like, it's South American, Cuban, but it's mind-blowingly Latino. And I love the fact that De Palma and Pacino were able to bring this character to life. Of course, Stephen Bauer is fantastic as Manny. And you're just blown, and Loja and Michelle Pfeiffer, you're just blown away at what they're able to do with this movie. And it still holds up. It still holds the fuck up. And it's one I come back to all the time. So that's why it's my number 2, man. I couldn't not leave it. I couldn't not put it on the list.
Yeah, I mean, it has its moments. It's got its moments that I like a lot. The shower scene is brutal.
Oh, yeah.
It's brutal. And there are numerous throughout, but it's too long for me. It's too, I don't know. It's just never been my jam. And the fact that it became this huge cultural,
Signifier.
yeah, that numerous generations have the posters and
Oh, yeah. I had posters
I've
for a
seen
long
that
time.
shit turned into blinds for windows, and it's almost like how Kiss is willing to slap their visage on anything. It's like I've seen Scarface
yeah.
on more shit than almost any other movie.
Scarface. Nappies.
Yeah, and pillows and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's like one of the first that makes the leap of
Onesies.
it's never, I don't know, never did anything for me. I wanted
fair.
it to. I really did. I owned it.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, Matt. What's your number 1 non-Italian?
Organized crime. Do we have the same number 1?
I don't know.
Dude, have you seen Heat?
Have you seen... Oh, you put Heat in this thing? Okay, fair enough.
They run job. They're an organized. They're a crew.
All right, like I said, it's our own definitions.
They're stealing precious metals one minute, and then they're stealing barrel bonds another.
Why you want to know so much? Why you so interested in what I read, lady? Yeah, I hear you. It's a great film, obviously.
Obviously.
Top 5 gangster. Oh, top 5.
Well, just get away from crime exists
De
outside
Niro's
of.
Italian.
Yeah, but he's not Italian mob.
All right.
You just had Pacino, who's Italian.
Yeah, but he's playing a Cuban.
Yeah, but in no way do you look at De Niro and Heat and go, it's a former mob guy. You just think he's a criminal.
Okay, fair.
Okay. I never factored in the fact that the actor had to be non-Italian as well.
No, but he's not playing a non-Italian though. He's playing, you would imagine, an Italian.
Okay. I think
But I get your point
it's
either way.
splitting hairs
Sure.
on some level.
Sure.
Vigo's not Russian.
Either way, it's not Italian though.
I'm just saying, but he's playing a character. So it's just a character.
I get it.
Happens to be of potentially Italian descent.
Here's the defense. It's never invoked that he's Italian in the movie. It's never something that's important.
No.
So that's fair.
There is that one where he's like, hey, the Yankees, and the thing. They're like, oh, that guy loves this Yankees, Bronx Bombers, and then they
All
just
right,
cut.
Bombers.
It was really strange.
All right, Babas.
Yeah, just the fact. I mean, here in LA, a crew like that of how lethal 6 guys can actually be.
Yeah.
If everybody knows their job, is well versed in what is being specifically asked of them, and hey, when shit goes south, then we're going to end up getting into a gunfight. That's the reason we have these automatic, fucking illegally rendered fully automatic, rifles.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gritty realism, and then the cat and mouse between him and Pacino.
So good, man.
It is.
It's a film that's grown in appreciation and estimation since its release.
I think so.
Because when it was released, there were some critics who gave it mixed reviews. And it didn't do bonzo box office, especially when you've got De Niro and Pacino in the same movie. You're surprised it didn't blow up at the box office. But as the years have gone on, I think people have come back and appreciated the film more and reappreciated it and really enjoyed watching it and getting back into the world. And it's become a guilty pleasure, I think, of a lot. And not even a guilty pleasure, it's become a pleasure of a lot of people to go back and watch this movie over and over again, and me being one of them. I love it to pieces.
Well, I think maybe it didn't do as well initially because it doesn't have a big crescendo at the end.
Right. Man, it's a 2.5-hour gangster movie.
Yeah,
Or
and it's
a
just
crime movie. Yeah.
it's just telling, point A to point B, as opposed to like Con Air and just like we have explosions at the 15-minute mark, the 37-minute mark, an hour and 15 again, and then we close out at $140, and it's just bananas.
They got to land in Vegas and tear shit up.
Yeah.
Put the bunny down.
So maybe just that, and coupled with, now looking back, how much of a real box office draw in the context of largest grossing movies are De Niro and Pacino?
Right.
Up against what now is the top 20, top 30. Maybe they have one apiece, maybe. Like Godfather 2 or, something along those lines.
Yeah, ironically, it might be the same one, Godfather 2.
Yeah, that's why I chose them. Like that one had enough hype of the first one was so good, the second one ended up being good, so everybody went to it. And then if you adjust for inflation, analyze this.
Yeah, maybe analyze this. That's a good question.
I'm trying to, because De Niro has a better chance. Pacino does more, he picks more roles apparently that he vibes with. Whereas I think De Niro seems to work. I mean, shit, Bad Grandpa could have done well enough to where it's in the top 10 for him. I'm trying to think, what else?
Robert De Niro box office.
Give me a second. Let me see if I'm not in the top 3 right now.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It's not in the top 3.
What? Which one?
Any of the ones that I brought up. I got nothing in the top 3.
No.
Okay.
Are you going to try to guess them?
I just want one. I just want one of the top 3.
Okay.
I just want one of the top 3.
Okay. And this for De Niro, right?
Yeah, it's got to be one of the more modern movies, is my guess.
Okay.
Because, something like Goodfellas I don't think did well enough.
Analyze This was close, though.
I don't know. What do you got? Top 3.
Meet the Fockers is number 1.
Damn it!
Number 1, buddy. Meet the Parents is number 2.
Okay, so I'm in the,
Shark Tale's number 3.
Okay, see?
That's mind-blowing.
That is mind-blowing.
American Hustle's number 4, which I don't really count.
No.
Little Fockers is number 5. So the whole
That
little
franchise.
series, yeah, the whole franchise. Silver Linings Playbook is surprisingly 6th, and then Analyze
Whoa.
This, yeah, $132 million. That film
Analyze
made.
This didn't do more than that?
Analyze This did $106 million.
In what year's dollars?
1999.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a website that I go to every once in a while because, like, when figures are bandied about in a movie, we like. One movie I watched for this list was The Long Good Friday.
Oh yeah, it's a good list. Bob Hoskins.
It is.
Yeah.
That was the battling for 10.
Yep.
But he's like, I paid him 20,000, quid. And it's just like, well, what is $20,000 worth in 19? So it ended up being $83,000.
Right,
It's like,
right,
okay,
right,
that's
right.
what you paid him over the past year.
Let me see here if I can do worldwide gross.
$1999 today. Alrighty. What was it? 100 and what?
104,000.
Million. Wasn't it supposed to be?
Oh, sorry, 104 million. This is fascinating. I didn't know you could find this shit out.
In 2019 dollars,
Yeah.
that movie grossed 158,685,000.
Okay. What did
So
it?
bumped up.
What did the? Yeah. Not
What-
enough to pass it, but yeah.
158 didn't pass Silver Linings. What was it? 100 and what? They said 132.
Yeah. Hold on. Silver Linings Play was 132, but in 2012 dollars, you got to do the same thing.
We're doing it right now.
Okay. And it was 236 worldwide. So
Well, let's just focus on box office domestically right now.
Okay.
146. So only went $14 million.
Ooh.
So that means Analyze This is ahead of it.
Okay. But still at number
It's still
6.
close.
Not in the top 3.
Yeah. Nope. I didn't get it. Damn it. Meet the Fire. I knew it's got to be something newer.
Yeah. It's
'Cause
surprising.
All his prestige ones, just like, yeah, but it's not like they did buku box office.
Godfather 2 is number 24 on the list.
Yeah.
47
I mean,
million.
what is Taxi Driver? What is Raging Bull?
Right,
They're all
right.
going to be low.
Raging Bull's low. I know that. It's got to be.
All right. What's your number one?
Number 1 is Miller's Crossing.
Half of that is Italian Mob.
What are you talking about? Who?
Well, you have the Irish side, but
yeah,
isn't
but
he
the
pitting-
Irish side is the focus with
But isn't
Gabriel
this-
Byrne and Albert Finney. It's the Irish side of things.
Yeah, but when he has to turn the two sides against each other,
Right,
the
that's
other
John
side is
Polito.
Italian.
Yeah, but no, there's nobody who's leading that film who's Italian.
Okay.
Polito is part of it.
I didn't want mobster. I didn't want Italian mobsters on my list.
There's no.
I didn't want to pollute my list with things that violated
You got
what we
fucking
said.
De Niro
which
in
is-
your number 1.
Yes,
Yeah,
but he's not playing an Italian mobster, and you have Italian mobsters and non-Italian. I'm just saying. I'm throwing that out there. Is the preponderance of time spent on the Irish side?
yes, that's what I'm getting at.
But the crux of how he accomplishes what he needs to is pitting the Italians
Right, but
versus the Irish.
But when you say non-Italian, what you're saying is that the non-Italians are the protagonists of the movies, of the movie.
How is
and
Black Mass
Irish?
How is
Because it's Irish.
How
it's
is
Irish mafia.
But how is Whitey Bulger the protagonist? He's not.
He is
Him
the-
getting caught is in essence the protagonist.
He's the protagonist of the movie, not Joel Edgerton. Because it's his story, not
It is
Joel's.
his story, but he's not technically by definition of what a protagonist actually is. He's the person we follow.
Right, that's the protagonist.
I don't think so.
It's his. Is Thanos the protagonist of Avengers Endgame? Or Infinity War, rather? He's the protagonist. It's his movie.
It's his movie, but he's the antagonist to our regular protagonist.
Antagonist implies the evil situation, right? There's no good person in Black Mass other than
You were just using Avengers.
Edgerton's wife. Yeah, no, but I'm saying you're saying protagonist implies good.
No, well, I guess yes.
Yeah.
I guess.
In Black Mass, nobody's good. They're all mob guys or mobs. And,
That's why I said
and
it's
a corrupt FBI
It's him
guy.
getting caught is the protagonist. It's us following the journey of this dude existing in this world. Eventually, they caught him in Santa Monica, and that is the overriding arc.
Right, but he has a wife and a child, and so they humanize him. So in essence, he is the protagonist. He's not just some ethereal thing they have to get to. He's
No.
the protagonist.
Okay.
And so in my mind, Miller's Crossing, this is protagonist. But I see your point. But they're like the villains. They're the antagonists, the Italians.
Okay.
This is not their film. It's the Irish mobsters film.
But still, by them being villain, then they are the second most important thing in your movie. Because without them, you don't have a movie. If there is no villain, then we're just watching someone succeed the whole time. And why is that engaging as an audience?
That's fine, but there's
a yin and a yang, my friends.
It's a non-Italian.
So you're saying the yang is not as
So
important
are you
as the
telling me
yin.
Godfather 2 is a Jewish movie? Because Meyer fucking Lansky's in this fucking this Hyman Roth motherfucker's in it? He's the villain. He's the villain.
Is Meyer Lansky,
Or Hyman Roth. Okay.
is he, 48% of the movie in essence?
I would say so. He's mentioned.
He's mentioned. The specter of who he is
Yeah.
is more so than who he actually.
Spectre, he's like literally having meetings with Michael. He is all the time. Johnny Ola is there all the time as part of the situation as well. Who's an Irish mobster or a Italian gangster.
Look, it's your movie. It's your movie.
All right, good, because I'm going to fight for it.
So long as you can sleep at night, that's all that matters in this world.
God damn it, I can. Anyway, this is a fantastic film. Gabriel Byrne, Albert Finney. Once again, and his Jewish mob as well with Turturro and Marcia Gay Harden playing his sister. So there's a lot. And then, in the back there, way in the back, there's a couple of guys in the Italian mob. Way in the back.
Way in the
You can
back.
barely see them.
You need them all the time to push this story along. These guys are insignificant. Except without them, there would be no movie.
Irrelevant
Anyway,
to
pay
the
no
movie.
attention to the man behind the curtain, folks. Check out the show. Look at the fireworks. Hey.
It's the story between Gabriel Byrne and Albert Finney and how Gabriel Byrne finds his way from being kicked out of the situation with Finney as his right-hand man to finding manipulating the whole situation in the movie to where he ends up back in his good graces but at a cost. So that's the movie, and it's an incredible movie, eminently quotable. Joel and Ethan Coen did a fantastic job with this film. So I get Matt's point, and some of you are probably yelling and agreeing with Matt. No shock. But I think I've made enough of a case that they are not the driving force of the movie. It is a story about Albert Finney and Gabriel Byrne. And they're an Irish mob.
They are.
Yeah. There's only one Italian gangster in the
This
whole
is
film.
a more coherent argument than the one given on the second
Jesus.
show in Chicago, which you guys can hear May 29th. It's a
plug.
Wednesday. It's releasing for our Patreon members, $5 and up. Go to patreon.com/the top 10 with the number 10. Eventually, that'll be out on the free feed, but it'll probably be a while.
Yeah.
We don't have any space on the lineup. We already have a bunch of different show ideas for the
Yep.
next few months.
Right.
So it's going to be a while before it's up on the free feed.
Agreed.
We put one out there. We
Come on.
gave you one for free, and the second one is for the people that made up the bulk of the audience at both those shows and London that have supported us by coming to shows, by
Damn right.
yeah,
Which I
helping us out on
appreciate. We
Patreon.
appreciate
It's the reason we could do all this stuff now and
Yeah.
create all the extra amazing television content apparently we got coming
Hey-o.
and all that jazz. So check it out, May 29th.
There you go. Let's put this list together.
So I think by some light, you want to just keep it going and you can type.
Yeah. I know normally we combine and we find the commonality, but I would like to say Heat, Miller's Crossing 1, 2. Are you cool with that?
Sure, then
And
I
then
would
we
say John Wick, then right after
Yeah.
that, because we both have it at number 4.
Eastern Promises and okay. That's my 3 Eastern Promises. Where do you have it?
That's my 9.
Okay.
But I don't know that we have anything.
Road to Perdition?
We have. I would say Road to Perdition then goes next.
Okay. Where do we have Sexy Beast?
Where do you? I've got it at 8,
I've got it at 7.
and you have Promises at 3.
I have Promises at 3.
What's your next highest that hasn't made the list?
Scarface at 2.
Okay, I got my number 2. So we could do Eastern Promises. We have in common higher than Sexy Beast
Okay.
because you said 7, correct?
Right. Yes.
So that's 7-8 versus 3-9.
Yeah,
3-9 trumps that easy.
I agree. So after Road to Perdition, Eastern Promises.
Yeah, and then I would say we do our number 2s after that.
All right. Well, considering I give you Heat at 1.
Now this is where you do the, woe is me affront of he gave me. You didn't give me anything. I earned that. It's pretty much that. And then I go
It's
over
more
there
of
and
a
I
higher
fuck a
pitch.
bear rug.
It's more. Hey! I said that in private. What's your?
In private? Really? Because someone tagged us on a Facebook post of just a bear rug. I was like, guys, he was talking about an IKEA throw rug. That
Yeah, not an actual. Bear
his teenage mind is like, a bear rug. I'm going to dominate that bear rug.
Yeah, I'm gonna have it. God damn it!
By the way, parents, if you're screening this show, I don't know if you might want to edit out these parts.
This is the part where they stop. All right, so What's so Scarface? What is your number 2?
Reservoir Dogs.
All right, so we'll put that at 7. All right, so then what's next?
Oh, so you just put Scarface above Reservoir Dogs?
We agreed to it. So
We did not agree to it.
Sexy
I think Reservoir
Beast?
Dogs is a better movie, legitimately better movie. Dude, just because you're writing this list doesn't mean you get to make an executive decision
This is
like
kind
that.
of how it works.
We either flip a coin.
No, we don't flip a coin. No, we didn't flip a coin from 1 and 2. I gave you Heat over Miller's Crossing. We didn't flip a coin.
Once again, though, that argument has been had. Now we're at a new argument, and you're just by fiat.
What
going,
argument
well,
was
I'm
had?
typing.
I was being nice to give you the Heat over Miller's Crossing.
I didn't ask you to. You just did it.
So you want to flip coins for both? I'm happy to do that.
Fine.
All right.
If I want it one way, I gotta enjoy both ways.
That's right.
Fine.
That's right. I appreciate you being fair. We're not doing the goddamn coin either.
No, I don't even carry that fucking coin.
You won the last one. If you win both, if you win both of these,
You
we'll
wanna flip
flip
it?
it again.
Why don't you flip it so then there's no shenanigans by flipping a fucking coin? Literally 50-50 chance. But somehow. Perhaps the universe just likes me more.
No, I think Matthew Hasso likes you more, so he fucking weighs the coin on your favor.
You really think he's sitting around like with calipers and
Yeah.
digital scales?
I wouldn't put it past him.
Neither would I. The guy's methodical.
Mr. Karate Kid. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him. All right, here we go. This is for Heater Miller's Crossing, right?
Go for it.
Or the current one.
Go for it.
All right.
Heater Miller's Crossing. What do you got? Batman. Booyah,
See-
baby.
See what I'm saying? This is a
Booyah.
bullshit coin.
Flip it again. Flip it again. What do we got? Okay, this might be a bullshit coin.
Hey, thank you.
That's 3 straight. You got a quarter? I might have a quarter.
I have a quarter right now. All right.
All right, I'm calling the air.
Okay.
Tails. That's a head.
That's a heads for me? All right, I'll take Scarface over Reservoir Dogs.
There you go. Done. Done. Now we got coins all over the room. That might be a weighted coin. We should flip this like 10 more times. I don't think so. You'd think it's roughly the same. The other one is a noticeable difference.
It is. You could feel it.
This one would be so infinitesimal. I can't imagine it affects the outcome. I don't know.
Hassel's that anal that he would do it.
I'm pretty sure because it came in an Etsy box.
Yeah.
That he found another company that did it for him, and he just paid like $5 or something.
Yeah,
And I
we'll see.
thank him for it. As
Yeah.
do you?
Yeah, they do. Very much so. All right, let's move on to our, because we got to wrap this up, man. We got 5 minutes. 9.
Got 5 minutes?
I do. I'm done. 9. Where are we at? What do we got left?
I don't know. You tell me how many we got left.
I'm at my number 6. Where are you at?
I haven't gotten my 3 or 5.
Okay, what's your 3?
Usual Suspects.
Okay. You want to sully the list with sex abusers? That's fine. What's your number 2?
There's no Italians in that movie.
Oh, what are you
No
kidding me?
Italian mob.
Are you kidding me? You don't know what Kaiser is. Number 10.
Speculation, though, once
That's
again.
right. What's number 10?
Which
number?
My next highest is the Raid, number 5.
Okay, the raid it is. The raid, just the raid, right? Or is it raid?
Yeah, the
Redemption?
Raid: Redemption.
Okay, redemption.
I thought it was a sequel
Yeah.
when I went to see it the first time.
You're like, where's the first one?
Yeah, I
Where's
was
the
like,
second
Redemption. Redemption for what? What? Well, this was so good. Where's the previous one?
one? Let's go. All right, let's do
And then it
it.
was the Raid 2. He's like, that's not what I wanted.
What are we calling it again? The top 10?
Non-Italian organized
Okay.
crime.
The top 10 non-Italian organized crime movies, yeah.
And number 10.
The Raid Redemption.
Coming in at number 9.
The Usual Suspects.
And number 8.
Sexy Beast.
In the 7th spot.
Reservoir Dogs.
Rounding out our bottom 5 at number 6 is.
Scarface.
And number 5.
Eastern Promises.
Coming in at number 4.
Road to Perdition.
In the 3rd spot.
John Wick.
Our penultimate is.
Miller's Crossing.
And finally, the number 1 non-Italian organized crime movie is.
Heat, starring Robert De Niro in Italian. There you go.
You know, maybe I don't see nationality
Oh Lord, you're right.
as the one that pitched non-Italian
You did, you
organized
did.
crime. I
You
don't
did.
see any of that. Race, creed,
I appreciate that.
Color.
You're a good man.
none of it.
No, but you see a weighted coin. That's for sure. I'll tell you that.
I didn't order this.
Matthew did it for us.
Yeah, you know,
He's fantastic in that way.
look, I'm gonna flip this one last time.
Okay.
Let's see what we get on this, because you know, maybe you were holding it a certain way that made it come up.
Oh yeah,
every
me.
time.
It was that you blaming me?
I don't know. I don't know.
Jesus. Now I know why Usual Suspects is on your list.
But it's a Batman.
Hasso, you son of a bitch! You son of a bitch, Hasso.
I mean, I still think, statistically, it's weird that it keeps coming up Batman, but that hasn't
it?
proven
Okay.
that it's technically.
Okay.
We might have to do like 100 to get a sample
sure.
size.
Sure,
to
sample
make
size.
sure.
Fair.
Because it should be like 51-49, if not 50-50.
Right, right.
Right now, I just built up a little lead.
Okay, fair
a
enough.
little lead.
We don't have the time. All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening to this episode of the Top 10 non-Italian organized crime movies.
Correct.
Really appreciate you all taking the time to listen to us and downloading us and spreading the word about us. We're building our numbers back up again after moving off the Schmoes No feed. So this is a lot of fun to do it with you all. We are supported by you all, and we support you all. So thanks so much for coming along with us. But please spread the word. Share this on all your social media. I've only seen 3 or 4 people retweet the thing. To retweet it all over your social media. You never know that extra 2 or 3 fans that you might have who will come over to the Top 10 side. Give them some love. Give them some chance to enjoy us.
Yeah. We get those tweets and Facebook posts and Instagram comments all the time that said, such and such, my friend, brought me to a live show or shared a link with me. And we pick up those people. Just put us out there, folks. Put us out there, no problem. We got no problem dancing for our dinner because we're good at it, and we'll continue to dance for that dinner.
Truth.
And that's it. If you want to come to one of the live shows, once again, go to facebook.com/groups/the Top 10 show with the number 10. You can find the 2 groups, but they're basically the Facebook with groups /Top 10 Toronto and Top 10 Texas. And we're coming to Houston. So we need to get a better grasp on those numbers, or email us at the Top 10 Live @gmail with the number 10. And you can let us know about those live shows. And once, like John said, please just, give us a review, a retweet, whatever you can do, a download, a share. Listen, we appreciate it all. We can't thank you enough. You can follow me online at Matt Knost, MATTKNOST.
You can follow me at The Rocha Says on Twitter and on Instagram. And, of course, the other stuff I do, the Cinephiles and the Geek Buddies. Please give it some love. Thanks, everybody. We really appreciate it. We will see you next time on the Top 10 Show.